Okay, before I start, I want to tell you that I had a downloaded message, and that message is the outcome is final and it cannot be changed. So, whatever it is that you're dealing with, you need to know that what's for you is for you, and what's not for you is not for you. And no matter who wants you to adjust that or change that or stray from that, the outcome is final and it cannot be changed. Or if you want somebody to adjust something, stray from something, the outcome is final. It cannot be changed. That's what you need to know. So I feel like you might be in a space of doubting yourself. And this, whatever this is that's making you doubt yourself, is coming from completely outside of your mind. Because I feel like inside your mind, you're very confident and you're very wise. And your wisdom comes from experience. It doesn't come from reading a book or watching a show or watching a video or being taught. You have life experience, maybe lifetimes of experience that nobody can take from you and that is permanent and is unchanging. So that's the first thing that you need to know, right? And for some reason, like you've been existing in this space of confidence. You've been feeling good about what it is that you know and who you are. And you've also been feeling really good about your spiritual life and your soul. I guess what I'm trying to say is contentment. You've been experiencing the peace of contentment. And it's a contentment that comes from knowing, right? Knowing who you are, knowing who you're not. There's a contentment that comes from that too, from this space of just being like very comfortable with yourself. And once again, this is not something that you're trying to be, because I feel like you may have spent a lot of time trying to be something, and you maybe felt like an imposter. And I feel like you finally don't feel that way anymore, and it's a relief. This reminds me of something that I recently saw. What was I watching? I was watching Endgame. Um, yeah, the Marvel movie Endgame. And Thor felt like a failure. And he was able to go back in time and see his mom. And he said, I'm a failure at who I'm supposed to be, or something like that. And his mom said, baby, everybody fails at that. Everybody fails at who they're supposed to be. But great people succeed in being who they are. So that's a long-winded way of saying, I feel like that's the space that you're in, where there was something that you were supposed to be, supposed to do, and you never could do that. You never could. But I feel like you're no longer in a space of feeling ashamed of that, or even like it means anything. In fact, you put no negative connotation on it at all, because you're so happy about being able to be who you are, right? So where's this doubt coming from? Because all of a sudden there's this doubt. There's this like Seven of Cups energy that has you confused and has you so you could be in a space where there's all these roads not taken. You know what I mean? There's these paths that you did not go on. And it could be that now these opportunities are leaving, right? It could be that the opportunity to choose a different path was always available to you, but you just didn't choose it. Or maybe you're in a space now where these things aren't even an option anymore, because what did I say in the beginning? The outcome is final. It cannot be changed, right? So there's certain things that's not even an option to you anymore. And it's something about now that it's not an option, now you feel what? Like you chose wrong, like you should have done something differently. Mm-mm. This is again this message has been coming up a lot lately, is there's this need to like prove oneself. There's this need to feel like the things that people said about you aren't true. So if there was a certain path that you if there was a certain path that you wanted to go on, not I don't sorry, you didn't want to go on that path, but if there was a certain path that other people wanted you to go on, or it was available to you, and if you didn't do it, or if you tried to do it and you didn't succeed in it, or if you just never really took to it, you could have people that like called you a failure or talk shit on you. And maybe you were fine with that because you felt like, well, you could always do that, right? You felt like I can always go back to that thing. Um, but there's something that has now come up to where you cannot go back to that thing. And I feel like maybe you want to apologize, or maybe you just want to, something about like in hindsight, you're thinking that's what it is. In hindsight, you're thinking to yourself, maybe this thing isn't so bad, right? You're thinking maybe I could have tried harder. Maybe I could have done this thing that I didn't really ever want to do. But now that it's not even an option, now I wish I would have tried harder. Now I think I could have done it. So something maybe seems like it's easier in hindsight, or better, or easier to deal with. This is giving, maybe you were separated from a romantic partner from a long time. And so you always thought in the back of your mind that you could get back with this person, but you didn't really want to get back with this person, because if you wanted to, you would have, and you didn't. But now this person has sent you divorce papers and they've already signed. So there's nothing left to do except for you to sign, because it's too late to reconcile. So now you're having all these thoughts and like memories and melancholy and nostalgia. And you're thinking, oh, maybe this actually was something that I would have wanted to do or be in, but you didn't. So what this reading is trying to tell you, what it's needing you to understand, is that you are very clear-headed. You were not delusional. You were not confused when you made the decisions that you made. You were in a very clear state of mind. In fact, your state of mind is one of the strongest things about you. You are a clear thinker. You are a visionary. You have excellent foresight. So whatever this thing is that you never wanted to do, or that you just never really took to, you know what you're talking about. You did the right thing. You did the right thing for you. That's what you need to understand. And you cannot force yourself to do the right thing for other people. So while you may feel like you don't want to hurt people's feelings, you might be kind of upset, feeling like it's something about like, now that there's no option to go back to this thing, it says something about you, that you not only never chose this thing, but that you let this opportunity or this chance pass you by, right? So what does that mean about you? Does that mean that you are someone who turns your back on things? Does that mean that you're someone who doesn't try? Once again, does that mean that you're a failure? It's all these things that people have said about you. But that isn't what that means. And so you're really being encouraged right now to be vigilant against any any thoughts that would make you regret something that you know deep down inside you don't really regret. All you regret is the perception. All you regret is the fact that people really see you standing on business, and you feel like, well, what does that mean about me? Okay, but like I said, you're being encouraged to like actively defend your ideals, because yeah, you're being encouraged to keep your guard up. You're being encouraged to keep your boundary up. And this feeling that you should go back to something that you know damn well you never wanted is actually a form of spiritual warfare. It's like that thing when you reject a man or a woman, you reject someone and they do like a little bit of hoodoo on you, right? Maybe they put some period blood in your spaghetti, or they bury your drawers in the yard, or they leave your shoes by the doors. It's something like that, to where you start to feel this unnatural compulsion towards some shit that you know damn well that you don't want. So this is saying to be vigilant about that. This is saying to trust your own thoughts. And if you are starting to have energies or feelings that arise that you know damn well are not from your own thoughts, then you need to look at them and check them and say, what are you doing here? Because I already made my decision. So you may feel apologetic, you may feel sorry, but keep your boundary up, keep your guard up. Because the thing about this thing, number one, I feel like you have some people pleaser tendencies to where you don't like to hurt people's feelings. You don't want to seem like you're too good for something or like you're better than someone or something. You don't want to seem like something is beneath you, or like you just want to seem like the type of person who is okay with everything and can get along with everybody. And just people are noticing though that there's like certain things that you just do not get along with, right? It's like the process of elimination. If you come to a buffet and there's chicken tenders, there's roast beef, there's chicken wings, there's steak, and there's vegetable lasagna, and you never eat the vegetable lasagna ever, and you say to and people notice, right? Your plate is always full of other things. People say, oh, you didn't get any vegetable lasagna, and maybe you say, oh, I'll get it next time, but you never get it. And then you come back and they say, we're not making no more vegetable lasagna because you never eat it. Are you really gonna sit there and be like, oh no, could you make some? It's that kind of thing where you don't want you don't want to be the type of person who never eats vegetable lasagna, but you have to be real about the fact that that is who you are. Whatever this thing is, you just don't like it, you just don't want it. And maybe you've tried to be polite about that, but this reading is saying you're gonna have to be a little bit more forceful, or at least check that part in yourself that would crumble if somebody was to say to you straight up, oh, you must just not like this, or you don't like this, or hey, you don't like me. Somebody may want to say to you or will say to you, do you not like me? Do you not fuck with me? Right? And you might have to just say no, because otherwise, what are you going to say? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Oh, I've just been busy. Like, it's something like that, to where you would have to like step out of your own integrity in order to keep up a certain charade. The thing that I keep skipping over too, because I've tried to say this a few times, but this is an environment where things move very slowly, where things happen very slowly. So somebody has been observing you for a very long time. So whatever conclusions someone has come to, they have not rushed to them. They have come to these conclusions very slowly, but they may present them all of a sudden. Or this is not what I'm trying to say. This is kind of trying to say, like, if there's an opportunity where things if this is an environment where things move very slowly, then obviously you've had every opportunity to connect with or deal with this thing. Like, this thing has been around for a long time, or it's been available for a long time, and you haven't fucked with it. So you may feel bad about like disappointing someone or something, or once again you just feel bad that like this is damn, you feel like this is something I never really did do, or this is something I never really did conquer, because maybe you always had in your head that you would figure it out. But I feel like that's just not who you are. That's just not who you are, and that's okay. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, I don't like that, I don't want that, I don't enjoy that, I don't click with that, I don't fuck with that. Like, it's okay. But just whatever you do, don't abandon yourself. That's what you need to know. That's what's so important. Don't abandon yourself, because like I said, you can trust your mind, you know yourself, you can trust your thoughts, you're clear-headed, you're logical, you're not impulsive, you're not irresponsible, you're not disrespectful, you're not anything, you're not doing nothing wrong. Okay? That's what you need to know. And I'm going to talk to you next time.